It is Friday the 14th of April 2017. I'm in front of the Unitarian Church of Montreal. I'm just engaged in my alternative spiritual practice of protesting against Unitarian Universalist injustices, abuses, and hypocrisy. And the reason I'm protesting on Friday, and more specifically Good Friday, is because the Unitarian Church of Montreal decided to have a Passover Seder supper on Good Friday today, starting at 5:30 and going for, I guess, an hour and a half or two. And I felt that it would be a good time to remind Montreal Unitarians and possibly, non-Unitarian people attending this Passover Seder that the Unitarian Church of Montreal and the larger Unitarian Universalist religious community have some serious problems that they're not dealing with in a responsible manner, and certainly not dealing with in a manner that lives up to Unitarian principles and so on. Good day.
What's your faith, sir?
My faith?
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty individual. I got my own specific theology, as it were. I used to be a member of this church. I joined the Unitarian Church based on what they claimed were their principles and ideals and so on. And then it took a little while to figure out what hypocrites they are, and they don't actually practice what they preach.
What happened, though? Do they even pray with the Bible there? Or?
Mostly not.
Mostly
a lot of them are atheists. The minister's an atheist. Others are agnostics.
What's that church, right?
Well, it's a social club, whatever. Ask them, ask the atheists why they go to church. I can give my reasons, but obviously you want to know why they go to church, you have to ask them. But anyway, one of the problems is if you're a God-believing person, whether you're Christian-oriented or Jewish or Muslim or whatever, Hindu, Sikh, whatever, if you go to this church, you stand to be insulted by not all the atheists, but some of them are anti-religious. So you come to the church with goodwill, you believe in God, and they just shit on you.
And do they have like crazy rituals or?
Not that I am aware of. But if you want to talk about crazy stuff like this, no. But look at this. This is their mission statement. This is the French version. Notre communauté spirituelle accueille, nourrit, inspire, stimule.
Ensemble, nous agissons dans le monde.
Now, do you notice anything about that?
Tell me what you think.
There's zero.
Oh, there's no God or anything.
Well, not only that, there's no morals or ethics. Like all of these words could be applied to evil things.
For
they could welcome pedophiles and rapists. They could nourish pedophiles. So this is total bullshit.
You're right.
And they're, and this is their mission statement. Like they thought about this for weeks. It just gives you an idea of basically like religious airheads. But they're worse than airheads because they do actually do some pretty bad stuff. And I'm not a victim of sexual misconduct myself. I'm more a victim of the anti-religious crap. But when I complained about that, I became aware of the sexual stuff. Because I'm talking to other people and they're telling me about it. Well, there's like any community of any size is going to have some pedophiles and rapists and this and that. But then it's a question of, well, how do they deal with it,
Right.
And unfortunately, like many other churches, they do their best to protect the ministers and hide it and so on. And so that's it. I started talking about this issue as well and protesting on behalf of the sexual misconduct victims. And so then they're trying to shut me down over that. And you see the sign that says atheists are accusing me of blasphemy? Well, they're actually doing that. In the Canadian Criminal Code, there's a section of the Canadian Criminal Code that prohibits blaspheming against a religion. They call it blasphemous libel. And in 2012, this is going back 5 years, in June, I get this email from a big corporate law firm with like 500 lawyers across the country. And it's like basically accusing me of a bunch of things, including blasphemous libel. It said, this is the exact quote, your unfounded and vicious allegations to the effect that ministers...
So they accused you of blasphemy.
Of this crime, yeah.
Yeah.
But not the church locally. This is the big head office.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
if it was the Vatican, you know.
Right.
So they hired this lawyer, and I'll just continue. That your unfounded vicious allegations to the effect that ministers of the association, because that's the word they use, engage in such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape are defamatory, and then went on to say they're so defamatory that they constitute this criminal act of blasphemous libel. Well, I knew that I'd written about some cases of pedophilia and rape, but I also knew that I wrote about cases where they were charged, tried, convicted, and went to jail. So there was like nothing unfounded, you know?
Right.
And
just
so,
facts.
Yeah, exactly. It was very, very truthful, you know? So there was nothing libelous, there was nothing blasphemous, you know? So they were just like sheer intimidation, outright lying. So I wrote back to the lawyer, because knowing where I stood, I said, I'm having considerable difficulty finding blog posts that match your description of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Can you give me titles, URLs, web addresses, dates, something, to, so I know which ones you're talking about? Because he didn't identify them in the first letter.
Right.
So you tell me the ones I'm talking about, I'll go have a look and decide what to do, you know? The guy writes back and he says, your claims not to be able to find the offending material are not credible, blah, blah, blah. Like saying I'm lying.
But he didn't answer your...
No, and he didn't. That's the whole thing. He didn't. So I write back and I said, no, you don't understand. I know where I wrote about pedophilia and rape and this and that. I don't know where the unfounded blog posts.
Yeah.
You tell me where the unfounded ones are. Well, guess what? I never heard from him again.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they actually accused me of blasphemy. Atheists.
Which is ironic.
In the 20th, it's ironic as hell and hilarious. You're laughing, I'm laughing.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, like when I got that letter, even before I got to that part, I burst out laughing. Like it was so ludicrous, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I literally, I got this letter from a lawyer. He's trying to intimidate me, and I'm like laughing at it.
Yeah.
So I've been slapped.
We live in weird times.
Oh yeah, it's definitely weird when this kind of shit's happening.
For sure.
But it's always been weird times, you know. Like there's.
I agree, but
Are you with any particular faith? Or?
I'm a Maronite, a Christian.
Okay, right,
Maronite,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's sort of Lebanese. Right. Yeah, I guess you're not too happy about what happened in Egypt the other day.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I guess the Coptics are, I guess they're a bit different, but
well, we're all Eastern.
Yeah, you're Christians,
but
yeah,
definitely.
Orthodox or.
Huh?
Are the Maronites Orthodox?
They're Catholics.
Yeah, exactly.
Catholics of their own. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, that's
it's hard times for the Eastern Christians.
Well, it's hard times, I'd say, for almost any Christians in some sense. Maybe not in North America,
sure.
But in other places.
Well, definitely not in the USA, but in Canada, there's no such thing as. Religion is. We're persecuted here for stating basic facts about our religion. You know,
I hear what
I go to McGill and.
Right.
And there you could be anything, but you can't be a Christian.
I hear what you're saying, and I think I know what you're talking about. And that's it. Is like, I've just been telling the truth about this church.
Yeah.
Like being very, very careful not to say anything that can be disproven. Because I don't want to be accused of libel.
Right. Don't want to go to the court for that.
Actually, I don't mind as long as I'm innocent, because I'll just destroy them.
Yeah, well, it costs a lot of money.
No. They brought criminal charges against me in 2000. There's another law in the criminal code that prohibits disrupting a church service.
Okay.
So they tried to use that law against me for protesting outside.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
Like it's about disrupting the church service,
Yeah.
But they actually, I was arrested. I was charged.
Yeah.
I told the prosecutor. I said, look.
Inside. You're just.
Well, I told the prosecutor, I'm outside. I'm not making noise. They can't even see me. Like if you look at the sanctuary, it's like all brick.
Yeah.
I told the guy, like, you got nothing,
Yeah,
like
you weren't shouting or anything, just hanging around.
I said, drop the charges. He refused to drop the charges. He said he had witnesses, and I totally destroyed them in court.
Yeah. Look, is that the star there? Is the star of Satan, right?
Not really. From their perspective, it represents paganism.
Okay.
You could say the same thing about the star on U.S. Air Force aircraft or Russian.
Right.
It's not intended to represent Satanism. But some people do see it that way.
Right.
But no, in this perspective, it's intended to represent paganism, Wicca, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But this is the crazy thing, is like it says, vivre ensemble, live in harmony, and then they've got all the different religions. But actually 3 of those are atheists, or 2 of them anyway. There's humanism and atheism.
Is humanism the 3rd one from the left?
Well, if you want to have a look.
Yeah.
They got.
I always wondered what.
Yeah. Okay. The first one, it's the yin yang sign.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not Buddhism though. It's Taoism.
Right.
Then you got the cross for Christianity.
Okay.
Then the guy, that's a human.
right.
That's humanism,
Right,
which basically
which-
means atheists.
yeah.
Then you got Islam. Then you got Sikhism. Then you got Judaism. Then you have the Unitarian Universalists with their
This is them. Okay.
their
Okay.
chalice. Then it's atheists. That's an A for
weird.
atheist. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like I said, that's the thing is they do welcome atheists, and not only do they welcome them, but
Well, they are atheists.
well, not like I said, not all. It is a mix,
sure.
but not as big a mix as they try to pretend here.
Yeah.
So then it goes to that one after atheism is actually Buddhism. Then it
Yeah.
goes to paganism.
Okay.
You'll notice it's not upside down. The Satanist
Right,
one tends to
right,
be upside down.
yeah.
Then it's the for Hinduism, and then it's the Native Americans.
Okay,
So, and of
okay.
course they left out a bunch, but
Yeah. How
But-
inclusive can you be?
yeah. But the whole point is like they say live in harmony. Well, they're not living in harmony with me.
Yeah.
If they wanted to live in harmony with me, they'd at least talk to me,
For sure.
So anyway, I appreciate your interest.
Sure.
And, so
It's good to be critical of all this.
no, I think so. Yeah, somebody has to do it.
I agree with that. I don't know what you think about all other stuff or
No, there's all kinds of other stuff, but
I mean, the laws on abortion in Canada are I mean, they just provoke me so much. You know, I mean, just the mother can just kill her baby in the 8 months is just
that's
crazy.
getting a bit on the late side.
It is. I mean, before 2
but
months,
that's
it's
a
still understandable.
Yeah, that's it. I agree that late term
It's
abortion
crazy. It's crazy.
because it could be a viable.
For sure.
You know,
It is a viable.
Yeah. Oh no, they've had premature babies. I think as young as 5 or 6 months that have survived.
Right.
You know, so I
don't mind the first 2 months.
Yeah,
You know,
I think most reasonable people are not
for sure.
totally opposed. You know,
For sure.
but at a certain point it does get ridiculous.
Definitely. I mean, there's a bit of responsibility for the mother. You know. I mean,
Well, and the father too.
and the father too, for sure. But in any case, good luck, sir.
Well, good talking to you, and happy Easter.
Sure. Happy Easter for you too.
Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. So I just had a little chat with a Maronite Christian, and got that all recorded. I think he knew I was recording because he saw me talking to the camera earlier, and he's not an idiot, and he looked down at the camera a few times during our chat. So I'm pretty sure he knew that this was being recorded. And we had a pretty good conversation about the issues. And this guy's a Christian, a Maronite, basically Lebanese Catholic Christian guy, young guy. He looked like 20 something, maybe early 30s at most, but he looked more like mid to I'd say mid 20s actually, not even late, so that's it, is people, reasonable, sane people who see my protest and ask questions about it are usually very much on side, when I tell them what it's all about. And this guy actually got a pretty good overview of most of the issues. And on that note, I would like to say that, in terms of interactions with people, in terms of interactions from the public, most people just walk by, drive by, whatever. They don't say anything one way or the other. So you don't know if they're positive or negative or just don't care, don't even really know what the protest is about. Most of them, I'm sure, don't know what it's about. But in terms of those people who do react in one way or another to the protest, in terms of either a negative or positive reaction, or a neutral one for that matter. There are a few neutral ones. But in terms of negative and positive, the positives far outweigh the negative. responses. Basic.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I was just talking about negative responses. Thank you, sir. But I can assure you that a lot of people do care.
Well, you know what? Take it somewhere else. Leave these people at peace.
These people cover up and hide pedophilia and rape, sir,
Well,
and they
go
falsely.
online or whatever.
I'm online too.
They're harassing people.
No, this is
having
called a
nice
peaceful
day.
public protest, sir.
Well, you know what? I'll come to your house and protest in front of your house.
Well, find something to protest about, and you
Okay,
can,
How
asshole.
about you're an asshole?
No, you're the asshole.
Who says that?
You're the one who thinks it's
Yeah?
just fine and dandy for
Come and
church.
take a swipe at
You know,
me.
you
then.
take a swipe at me, and I'll charge you with assault, asshole.
You have no balls. You call someone an asshole, but you have no guts to do anything about it.
I'm calling you an asshole. Do something about it.
No, you're the one threatening me. You
I'm not
started
threatening. You're calling you an
me
asshole. No, that's not a threat. That's just saying
See,
you're an
just
asshole.
right there, you prove that your opinion is useless.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're an
Why
asshole,
don't you go
sir.
fuck Trump up the ass? Okay?
I bet you'd enjoy that, sir. So this.
Coming back this way.
Be my guest. Come back this way. So this is, it's funny. I was talking about the positive and negative reactions to my protest, and got a negative one. That nobody cares. Well, the guy's totally wrong. To continue with what I was saying. In terms of positive to negative reactions, they are overwhelmingly positive to the extent of at least 8 out of 10, and more like 9 out of 10 reactions to my protest are positive. So this guy's in the minority, and basically he's like, oh, leave them alone kind of thing. It's, they're just nice church people. Well, no, excuse me, they're not just nice church people. They've got some serious problems in terms of internal injustices and abuses and outrageous hypocrisy. And I have every right to protest that. And even, I think, to some extent, a social responsibility to protest that. So as far as I'm concerned, this guy, in terms of his, arrogant and aggressive manner, is basically an asshole, and I don't mind saying that. We're supposed to have a certain amount of, and of course his immediate response, to my using that term to describe him is, let's have a fight, let's get physical,